Ahoy, well, hello. It is Tees. Good day, good afternoon, good evening. I hope all are well. I hope all are safe. So, randomly, but I guess abruptly. So, I just literally, for some reason, I had thought of a plane again. So, earlier, I heard about a lady, and I want to say these stories are older stories, but they say this happens often, at least once or twice a month. And it probably doesn't necessarily have to be humans, but it's definitely birds. So when it comes to like airlines, so this was probably about a year ago. A lady, and this is the latest one that I heard of. And like I say, I'm sure this happens a whole lot. They just don't report it. Just because I guess it's figured to come with the territory. Even with plane crashes, they're probably not necessarily going to tell you about all the stuff that happens on planes. But basically, long story short, and I don't know why I mentioned it. Perhaps somebody plans on getting on a plane, or maybe somebody works at the airport. But more than once had they said they reported that the workers or the repair people are getting sucked in by the plane engines. So basically the rules are stay away from the plane while those engines are rolling, because the way they have the engine set up is they're made to take on hundreds of gallons of water per minute, and then they're supposed to cut through whatever whatever runs into these engine blades. When they're running a test on it, it's supposed to blow through it. Meaning, if a bird, a house, a car, a person, or whatever gets into that engine, it's going to still spin because this plane got places to be, if you get my gist. So basically, more than once have airline workers got sucked into plane engines, and more than once have the repairman get sucked into plane engines. Now, they said some of them are suicide, and I guess some of them they figure, well, I'm at work, and, I can step outside the green line, because I've been doing it for 35 years, but I don't know what happened with the lady. I guess it was in Alabama, the latest one that I've heard of. And like I said, I know there's many more. I only stumbled upon this. But, so I stumbled upon a picture. Actually, no, they just had the story of her. The picture was of the repairmen. So I guess 2 repairmen got caught up in an engine. And mind you, these are all older stories. So this is either stories that were from a long time ago or they never came out. But basically, so there's 2 repairmen that got caught up in the engines. They showed a blurred vision of their crime scene or their remains, and they got turned into smoothies. So I don't think anything was left of them. Maybe like pieces of their clothes, but everything else, like bone, all of that got ripped to shreds, because like those blades are spinning. They're probably going 1,000,000 miles an hour. So that means anything that caught up on her, if anything is left for you, you getting thrown across the city, so to speak. When they showed the mess, they said they were literally splatters here, there, all up in the engine, and then it shoots out through the back. And that's how they test their engines. They did a run through. Okay, this is us throwing 900 pounds or 900 gallons of water per minute in this engine to see if it can take the heat of storm, snow, ice. You know what I'm saying? Because the planes got to go through weather, they got to go through wind, they got to go through debris. So remember how I mentioned what they sucked in the engine? You know how if you're taking a ride on a highway and you got 1,000,000 mosquitoes on your windshield? We're not even talking about the windshield. We're talking about the windshield is okay, you ran into me, versus the engine is sucking it in. So that means you come in, if sucking in air, so that means with this air, it's going to bring in birds, dander, debris, leaves, people, shoes, clothes, drama. You see what I'm saying? Whatever's in the air, because it's sucking in. I got to suck in this air to keep this engine rolling. And I'm only mentioning it because I'm like, wow, just seeing it, I'm like, whoa. And like when they have things that can happen on the job, okay, if you could slip and fall, if that's bound to happen, somebody's bound to get sucked up in them damn engines. And it does happen almost all the time. And I think they probably only report on it once a year, because they can't say, okay, at least once or twice a day somebody get caught up, because you got flights coming in. And this is how you know it happens often, because literally after the lady got turned into a smoothie, and I think this was sometime last year, I don't even think it's been a full year, but basically after the lady got turned into a smoothie, that plane was still on schedule. Like, we still got a flight. So basically they was like, well, there's no sense in us making this a crime scene, because when the coroners come, like, okay, well, we can't give you a cause of death, or we can't say, okay, dead at this time, or dead because of ABC, because ain't nothing left but smoothie. When I say these, they got turned into smoothies. Like literally, you might see some bone fragments here or there, but everything else got ripped to shreds. I mean, it's like, wow. They showed one guy's ID. I guess it was some Asian guy that was overseas, but they showed his ID. The only thing that was left of him was pieces of his ID or his passport with some with some bodily fluid on it. You know, so I'm thinking like, wow, looked like his lunch was on it. Yeah, so I'm thinking like, wow. So those engines ain't no joke. Basically, that's how they test it. They have to throw. Basically, if they throw a tree in front of it, the moral of the story is it's supposed to tear that tree up and still keep the engines rolling. Nothing is supposed to interfere. Like I say, that's why they throw that 900 pounds of water at it, and they put birds and whatever, because more than likely a bird's going to get sucked up in there. Then people too. Like I say, this is another thing too. The stuff that people do when it comes to airlines, I guess, okay, so there was another flight that was leaving from overseas or getting ready to land overseas. Okay, we'll be landing in 15 minutes. For some reason and somehow, a passenger gets up and opens the damn door in the middle of the damn flight. And it's like, A, why the hell would you do that? B, what was you thinking? And it's like, nobody stopped you. You're tampering with the door and they're just going to watch you do it. I don't think the door is that damn easy to just rip open. But the weird stuff people be doing on planes, I would say if you're going to fly, take the Lord along with you, because, mind you, these stories are older. So that means that was when times were quote unquote normal. Now things are not normal. The stuff that people do these days is like, wow, not only are they putting themselves in danger, they're putting everybody in danger. When they do these little TikTok challenges, oh, let me lick your ice cream, or let me stand in front of, because like some other lady, I guess her head just got thrown off. This was pretty much during like island, I forgot which island they were on, but they were basically on a tourist part of an island where their planes, they land like literally just above this island to where you could almost touch the plane. That's how close it is to landing. Like it's literally right there next to the airport, to where people, they get so close and they have to put up a sign, don't stand so close to the plane, because these engines will blow your ass from here to Mexico, or they will kill you. And then people think, well, that's fine, we'll just hold on to the fence. So the fence is fine, but now your ass is getting thrown into the cement wall. One lady's head, I think her head went east, her body went west. She wasn't on the plane, but she was under the pressure of the plane. And I'm thinking like, wow. And these people, and they come here every day. It's not here per se, but they come to this location every day to see these planes take off or to land right here just to catch that pressure. I'm like, people are just very strange. So if people are willing to do that, literally kill themselves on purpose or accident, like imagine when all is lost, or I just lost my job, or I have nothing to lose. I'm not saying, if you call yourself getting on planes or anywhere where it's dangerous travels, take the Lord along with you, because these people are abnormal these days. Nobody's normal. Nobody's stable. And it's like, and nobody's seeing clearly, because it's like whatever's happening now, it's like people are becoming mutants, like literally, because it's like we're headed for treachery, so to speak. So that means, oh well, damn, everybody has nothing to lose, everybody's hopeless, everybody's hit rock bottom, and you're gonna see a different side of people. I mean, this is a whole new era of abnormalcy. Yeah, so I don't know, for maybe to whom it may concern, if it's maybe you work at the airlines or you plan on taking a flight, just be very careful, because like I said, there's a lot of strange activity. Not just airlines, this could be anywhere. I see a lot of strange activities on the trains and buses and all that, but it's just something about, I guess particularly the airlines, because I just didn't realize that people were literally getting eaten up by those engines like that. Like, and you know it's happening way more than once or twice a year. It's happening way too often, and you know it's happening a lot too, because like this plane, I don't even think they washed the blood off all the way in that plane. Okay, well, you still got a flight to Florida. Yeah. So anyway, well, be well and be safe.